George Carlin on soft language.
I don't like words that hide the truth. I don't like words that conceal reality. I don't like euphemisms or euphemistic language. And American English is loaded with euphemisms because Americans have a lot of trouble dealing with reality. Americans have trouble facing the truth. So they invent a kind of a soft language to protect themselves from it. And it gets worse with every generation. For some reason, it just keeps getting worse. I'll give you an example of that. There's a condition in combat. Most people know about it. It's when a fighting person's nervous system has been stressed to its absolute peak and maximum, can't take any more input. The nervous system has either snapped or is about to snap. In the First World War, that condition was called shell shock.
Shell shock.
Simple, honest, direct language. 2 syllables. Shell shock. Almost sounds like the guns themselves. That was 70 years ago. Then a whole generation went by, and the Second World War came along, and the very same combat condition was called battle fatigue. 4 syllables now. Takes a little longer to say. Doesn't seem to hurt as much. Fatigue is a nicer word than shock.
It is still
Shell
shock,
shock.
yeah.
Battle fatigue.
He's right.
Then we had the war in Korea, 1950. Madison Avenue was riding high by that time, and the very same combat condition was called operational exhaustion.
Oh, wow.
Hey, we're up to 8 syllables now. And the humanity has been squeezed completely out of the phrase. It's totally sterile now. Operational exhaustion. Sounds like something that might happen to your car. Then, of course, came the war in Vietnam, which has only been over for about 16 or 17 years. And thanks to the lies and deceit surrounding that war, I guess it's no surprise that the very same condition was called post-traumatic stress disorder. Still 8 syllables, but we've added a hyphen. And the pain is completely buried under jargon.
Just PTSD.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. I'll bet you if we'd have still been calling it shell shock, some of those Vietnam veterans might have gotten the attention they needed at the time. I'll bet you that. I'll bet you that.
He's always profound when he's speaking. He always has something profound to say, George Carlin.
But
it makes sense.
But it didn't happen. And one of the reasons is because we were using that soft language, that language that takes the life out of life. And it is a function of time. It does keep getting worse. Give you another example. Sometime during my life, toilet paper became bathroom tissue. I wasn't notified of this. No one asked me if I agreed with it. It just happened. Toilet paper became bathroom tissue. Sneakers became running shoes. False teeth became dental appliances. Medicine became medication. Information became directory assistance. The dump became the landfill. Car crashes became automobile accidents. Partly cloudy became partly sunny. Motels became motor lodges. House trailers became mobile homes. Used cars became previously owned transportation. Room service became guest room dining. And constipation became occasional irregularity. When I was a little kid, if I got sick, they wanted me to go to the hospital and see the doctor. Now they want me to go to a health maintenance organization or a wellness center to consult a healthcare delivery professional. Poor people used to live in slums. Now the economically disadvantaged occupy substandard housing in the inner cities.
I didn't even remember all these.
And they're broke. They're broke. They don't have a negative cash flow position. They're fucking broke. Because a lot of them were fired. You know, fired. Management wanted to curtail redundancies in the human resources area. So many people are no longer viable members of the workforce. Smug, greedy, well-fed white people have invented a language to conceal their sins. It's as simple as that. The CIA doesn't kill anybody anymore. They neutralize people. Or they depopulate the area. The government doesn't lie. It engages in disinformation. The Pentagon actually measures nuclear radiation in something they call sunshine units.
What?
Israeli
Really?
murderers are
I
called
need to study more.
commandos. Arab commandos are called terrorists. Contra killers are called freedom fighters. Well, if crime fighters fight crime and firefighters fight fire, what do freedom fighters fight? They never mention that part of it to us, do they?
Oh,
Never mention that part.
What do freedom fighters fight? Some of the people ain't clapping there, George.
And some of this stuff is just silly. We all know that. Like on the airlines, they say they want a pre-board. Well, what the hell is pre-board? What does that mean? To get on before you get on?
We should eliminate some of this language. I
They
agree.
say they're going to pre-board those passengers in need of special assistance. Cripples. Simple, honest, direct language. There's no shame attached to the word cripple that I can find in any dictionary. No shame attached to it. In fact, it's a word used in Bible translations. Jesus healed the cripples. Doesn't take 7 words to describe that condition. But we don't have any cripples in this country anymore. We have
Handicapped.
the physically challenged.
Oh, physically challenged, disabled. Yeah.
Is that a grotesque enough evasion for you? How about differently abled? I've heard them called that, differently abled. You can't even call these people handicapped anymore. They'll say, we're not handicapped, we're handy-capable. These poor people have been
Differently
bullshitted
able.
by the system into believing that if you change the name of the condition, somehow you'll change the condition. Well, hey, cousin, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
This stuff, man.
We have no more deaf people in this country, hearing impaired. No one's blind anymore, partially sighted or visually impaired.
Yeah.
We have no more stupid people. Everybody has a learning disorder.
Disability. Oh, I learned this
Or he's minimally exceptional. How would you like to be told that about your child?
Yeah.
He's
Or you got
minimally
ADHD.
exceptional.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God for that. Psychologists actually have started calling ugly people those with severe appearance deficits.
Oh, believe it.
It's getting so bad that any day now I expect to hear a rape victim referred to as an unwilling sperm recipient.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I'm impressed that he has all these terms
And we
in
have
his
no
head.
more old people in this country. No more old people. We shipped them all away, and we brought in these senior citizens. Isn't that a typically American 20th century phrase? Bloodless, lifeless. No pulse in one of them.
Oh, senior
Senior
citizen.
citizen.
Oh, my goodness.
But I've accepted that one. I've come to terms with it. I know it's here to stay. We'll never get rid of it. That's what they're going to be called, so I'll relax on that. But the one I do resist, the one I keep resisting, is when they look at an old guy and they'll say, look at him, Dan. He's 90 years young. Imagine the fear of aging that reveals. To not even be able to use the word old to describe someone, to have to use an antonym. And fear of aging is natural, it's universal, isn't it? We all have that. No one wants to get old, no one wants to die, but we do.
Yeah.
So we bullshit ourselves. I started bullshitting myself when I got to my 40s. As soon as I was in my 40s, I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, well, I guess I'm getting older. Older sounds a little better than old, doesn't it?
Older,
sounds like it
yeah.
might even last a little longer. Bullshit, I'm getting old. And it's
I'm
okay,
getting old, people.
because thanks to our fear of death in this country, I won't have to die.
What you gonna do?
I'll pass
Pass
away.
Yes, we have that fear, man. This is not the only life.
Or
You
I'll
moving on to something
expire
else.
like a magazine subscription. If it happens in the hospital, they'll call it a terminal episode. The insurance company will refer to it as negative patient care outcome. And if it's the result of malpractice, they'll say it was a therapeutic misadventure. I'm telling you, some of this language makes me want to vomit. Well, maybe not vomit. Makes me want to engage in an involuntary personal protein spill.
Man, he has some good
Thank you,
terms,
Art.
man. Good stuff, George. Good stuff. That was a lot. There's a lot of terminology there. I'm impressed that he memorized it all. Or obviously, he might use some of this language, but there are a lot of terms out there like I don't understand what's a liberal, what's a conservative, what's a Democrat, what's a Republican. There's a lot of terms. What's a patriot? What's an American? I don't understand words. I guess that's what I'm saying. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about George Carlin and on soft language. We make words easier so we can feel better. Yes, that's what it is. But y'all, on your way out, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, man. I hope to see you guys again soon. And until next time, peace.